I've always preferred remote places. After years of living in big cities, I finally managed to move to a house deep in rural Montana, surrounded by thick forest and a small lake about 500 meters behind the property. It was exactly the kind of isolation I wanted. Just me, the silence, and nature, or so I thought. It started on a quiet night. I had just finished a remote work shift, around 2 a.m., when I heard something coming from the woods. At first, it was faint, a long, wavering whistle, uneven, something between a distant wail and the wind slipping through metal. But in that direction, behind my house, there was nothing but forest. I stood on the porch for a while, trying to make sense of it. When the sound stopped, I went inside and jotted down the time, just out of curiosity. The next night, it came back. Same time, exactly 2:14. Louder this time, closer. I decided to record it. I left my phone resting on the porch railing, microphone aimed at the woods. I recorded for nearly 20 minutes, and when I played it back the next morning, something felt off. Underneath the main sound, that strange metallic whistle, there was another layer, subtle, repetitive, like breathing, or maybe a word being whispered over and over. It sounded like, back, back, back. I kept recording every night after that, always at the same time. The sounds were changing. The frequency increased. The whispers became clearer. Sometimes they sounded like footsteps. Other times, something dragging itself across the ground. On the 5th night, I decided to follow it. I packed a high-powered flashlight, a digital recorder, and a hunting knife, just in case. At 2:10 a.m., the sound started. I grabbed my gear and headed toward the trees. First, everything was silent, just like always. But as I went deeper, I realized the sound wasn't coming from a fixed location. It was moving, shifting, like it was guiding me or avoiding me. I kept going for maybe 15 minutes. Then I stopped. The sound had vanished. I swept the area with my light. Tall trees, dead branches, no animals, no movement. But when I switched the flashlight off for a second, I noticed something odd. A faint bluish glow pulsing between the trees ahead, dim, steady, and completely out of place. I approached slowly. The light was coming from a metal structure half buried in vegetation. A shipping container, rusted, dented, clearly abandoned for years. As I got closer, I saw the door was ajar. The outside was scratched with strange symbols, carved into the metal with something sharp. Inside, just blackness. I turned on the recorder, set it on the ground, and aimed my flashlight inside. There was something there, a kind of totem, made of bones, animal parts, deer antlers, dried skin, stitched together with string and wire. Hanging from the ceiling, a string of human teeth, all different, all worn. Before I could react, the sound came again. This time from behind me. Back! I turned the flashlight. Nothing. But the sound kept coming. Closer. Back, back. The blue light started flickering faster. Not like a bulb. More like a biological glow. It was coming from inside the totem. I stepped back, trying to keep the beam steady. Then I tripped. There was something on the ground. Cassette tape. Old, dirty, the label half torn. Only 2 words were still visible. Don't follow. I ran. I don't know how I found my way back. The forest felt different. Trees pressed closer together. Branches lower, like they were trying to slow me down or trap me, but I made it out. I locked every door and played back the recording. The sound was wrong. Besides the whispers, there was something else. A muffled cry, like someone trying to scream, but buried too deep to be heard. And at the very end of the tape, I heard something that still won't leave me. You found me. Now I can follow you. Since that night, the sounds no longer come from the forest. Now they come from the yard. After midnight, I hear footsteps, light taps on the wall, breathing. I installed cameras. They show nothing, but the trees behind the house. They're leaning closer, each night, like they're being pulled toward the house, or like something inside them wants to get closer. And every night at 2:14, the recorder turns on by itself. Even when it's unplugged, The voice still says the same thing, but now it doesn't whisper anymore. It screams, back, back, back.